Alright guys, we have ourselves another Limit Breaker quest incoming. So yeah, this month we have double Limit Breaker quests. The first one was pretty much at the start of the month to celebrate the anime return, and this time around we're getting another one which is pretty much back to the bullcrap Limit Breaker quest where you basically need to get the new characters to even perform well. And this one is going to be starting on the 11th, so at the very least, more TP. So I've got nothing to complain about. And, yeah, this is what it's looking like. Slot 1 is going to have you using a ranged part character that is a human killer. And for this is dedicated to the brand new 1000-year blower Byakuya. Slot 2, you're going to be up against speed Arrancars, and the rules are technique, attribute, damage times 2, melee damage times 2, and killer effect times 5, with the puddles being freeze. You guys know what this means. Swimsuit Bambi, and she's more than likely going to return this month alongside the other Bambis in their seasonal swimsuit outfits, so... But at least it's not attribute restricted anymore, so you can use different characters outside of that, thank God. And then slot 3 now wants you to use main characters, regardless of them being melee and ranged. So I figure we may as well go ahead and break down the best units to use and the alternatives. So let's just go over slot 1 and slot 2. Slot 1's intended unit is obviously going to be the new 1000-year blower Byakuya, and he's pretty much perfect to use. Like, you've got no problems with even running this character. He has Human Killer Plus, so he's going to be the best that you're ever going to be using in slot 1 for Limit Breaker Quest. And I don't need to say anything else about this character. His kit is the same as Tensa, Zangetsu, and Senjumaru. Really cracked insane multipliers with Frenzy plus 2, 60% Berserker, and an extra 40% strong attack damage when at full stand with the increased element chance against humans. You do 30% more damage to element affected enemies once you proc the status elements. You have weakening and paralysis with bombardment and weakened defense, sharpshooter, and 80% spiritual pressure boost. And for whatever reason, they still gave him poise break when he didn't really need that. He's already inflicting paralysis. Does he really need it? But yeah, he's obviously going to be the best unit to use for slot 1. Slot 2 is going to have you using the Swimsuit Bambietta. Now, it's crazy how they're bringing this GQ only character back, yet she's still really good outside of Guild Quest 2. She does have the defeated enemy bonus with, you know, increased killer effect of 20%, and then you pretty much have Frenzy plus 2 with 40% Berserker. You have the increased melee damage as well with Longstride Marauder, increased element chance against Arrancars, and the 80% SP boost. So she should still be quite fine, and you're still getting the killer effect for guild quests in Limit Breaker, just that's 30% instead of 50. So she should still be very effective. She's going to be your best unit to use anyways for slot 2 overall. And then slot 3's unit is going to be white, but it's going to be very interchangeable because at the end of the day, you only need to bring a mind character to use in there. And if you have the likes of Yhwach, Isshin, either one of the characters is actually going to perform really nicely. And it also depends on how duped up the characters are going to be. So like, you can pretty much mix and match for slot 3. It's just that it wants you to use mind characters only and only that. You can't use any other Soul Reaper killers. It's just only mind characters. But he's still good. He does at least have Frenzy plus 2, increased element chance against the heart enemies, and has 60% more damage to lacerated enemies while having 40% damage to drained with a good soul bomb of bombardment, weakened defense, 30%, what was it, extra soul bomb? Yeah, there we go. So, still a really good character. Nothing wrong with using white overall. Now, let's say you guys do not have the likes of Byakuya. It's going to be a bit of a struggle fest. So what do we have that is a human killer that is ranged? Let's check it out for ourselves. Well, sadly, your only other decent alternative is going to be this Kiryu right here. And unfortunately, this character is going to be heavily handicapped because 1, she has the 18% shave. So it's not going to do that much damage. And 2, the SA2 is a melee attack. So you're going to be missing out on that extra damage that you can do, and she is going to struggle. So yeah, she has the Parasol Rukia problem, which isn't good at all. So no point to even bring this character. Your other characters are pretty much going to be Ulquiorra and Retsu. And Ulquiorra, unfortunately, his damage output is very low, but if you do have him 5-5, you can actually get this guy to work. It's just that his kit is actually pretty bad since he has the same kit as Rangiku. He does at least have the increased element chance and 40% more damage to element affected enemies, so there is definitely a way around it, but he's not that good. He only has Frenzy +1, no SP boost, just 40% Berserker with 40% more full stam, strong attack damage, and 20% full stamina damage boost. Like, he's gonna be one of your last alternatives to use if you do not have Byakuya. Okay, we don't have Byakuya. The other alternatives are not that good. What about overall ranged heart characters? Let's take a look. Hollow Bankai Toshiro. Sadly, there's only going to be one thing that this guy is going to be missing out on, and it's going to be the increased element chance against the enemy mobs, because he has it towards mainly No Affiliation and Quincy, which means that you're going to be missing out on the 140% extra damage to frozen enemies. But he should still be an okay unit to use if you do not have the likes of Byakuya, since his multipliers are still pretty strong. He has Frenzy +2 with 70% strong attack damage, SP boost, the EX move. He should still be an okay unit, just is going to be very slow compared to Byakuya here, unfortunately, just because he is going to be missing the killer effect rule, and you guys know how slot 1 normally is for limit breaker quests for when it comes to these much more harder quests. Ruruka can work. Now, she too doesn't have the increased element chance, but thankfully her damage doesn't rely on proccing the elements when you just need to get the SP boost, but she does have the defeated enemy bonus, with getting 20% more Berserker, 20% more full stamina damage boost, and then you get a team party strong attack damage of 20%, which applies to herself and her entire party. So yeah, Mugetsu Link, but as an defeated enemy bonus skill, with the map-wide AoE skill of being able to inflict drain, an extra full stamina damage boost of 30% on top of the extra 20 you're getting, and of course she does have 20% Berserker. Yeah, she actually gets 60% Berserker with all the defeated enemy bonus and everything else. Frenzy +2 with weakened defense, has long stride, guard break, and 80% SP boost. So yeah, she's gonna be performing similarly to Toshiro. If not, I want to actually say better than him because of the defeated enemy bonus for this type of limit breaker quest in particular. But I could be capping, but if you don't have any other alternatives, that's a good character to use. Anyone else from here, I cannot really recommend. Like, you can use Noelle, but she's going to suck. Her DPS is way too low. Rangiku, she does not inflict status elements. This Yuchiru could be solid, but she doesn't have the SP boost. So yeah, unfortunately, slot 1 is in a really bad spot. You need Byakuya, otherwise, yeah. It's not that good, man. It really isn't that good. Now, thankfully, this type of limit breaker quest does not restrict to any particular attributes, so we have one more option left. Let's see what other ranged human killers we have overall that isn't a heart character, and we can use anyone.
Fuck on my neck and fuck on my neck and...
We have no one. We have absolutely no one. It's terrible. Besides that, this will be your last alternative to use. He does have killer, but here's the problem. He has an 18% shave. He will get his cooldowns back, but keep in mind, you will also not have the increased element chance against the enemy mobs because you need to be up against speed and not killer. So, this guy, you can use him. He needs to be 5-5 though, but that's pretty much about it. Okay, we've taken a look at everything that we can use for slot 1. Now, what about slot 2? Let's see what we have that we can work with that is a melee technique Oranka killer. This is a joke. We've got no... The only other character that even comes close is Grimmjow. Now, he did get better because of the Shinji link, but his DPS is still way too low. He only has Frenzy +2, no increased element chance. And besides that, there's no one else to use. But thankfully, the actual rules, they don't restrict your characters to technique only. So our options do broaden up a lot more. We just need to make sure that we're not running our Oranka killer. So what do we have that we can actually make work with? Okay, okay. Kilgay. We don't know if he's gonna be better than Bambi. I assume not because of how BS the rules have been, but Killgate is still gonna be a very effective unit to use, thankfully, just because of the simple matter of fact that he has Rampage, Frenzy +2, God Kid. I've talked about this character on way too many videos. He's really good to use in Limit Breaker Quest still when the rules demand it. So again, he's gonna be really solid to use. And as a matter of fact, you just might be better off bringing this Killgate for slot 2, because guess what? He's gonna be buffing Byakuya with the cooldown. So yeah, that is the only alternative I can recommend. Don't bring Uryu. You do need Macy to reduce his cooldowns, and you need the Sangdu Link to even make him be effective. Aizen is a big no-no, and everyone else here is a no. So like, slot 2 is very limited with the characters, way more than slot 1 now that I actually think about it. Holy, not that good, not that good. And then slot 3, we just need to use any mind character that is available to us, and thankfully, we do have a good chunk. Ishin. He's more than likely going to be the best to use, and the crazy thing is that his increased ailment chance doesn't need to be towards killer, but needs to be towards heart mobs, and that's what he does. And guess what? This guy is a mini Killgate, because he has Rampage, Frenzy +2, 50% Berserker, with Laceration and Burn on the entire kit. If you want to nuke with him, he does have Weakening, so this character is going to be amazing to use. Just that the only problem is the kit, but like, he's gonna be one of the better characters to use, and I think that this guy's gonna be better than White overall. And then your next really good alternative is gonna be Yhwach. Yhwach still has the double soul bombs. If you guys have him max transcended, I do feel like it's gonna be in your best interest to use this character. Even if he doesn't have killer, you don't really need killer as much because you already have like no increased ailment chance whatsoever. Like, you just have to rely on the 916 Homing Vortex to proc the ailments. He does have the defeated enemy bonus, so he'll be able to build up. He's still speedy. He should still be good. The double soul bombs will definitely help out a lot in Byakuya's case for when it comes to nuking. So definitely gonna give him credit where it's due, and you can use this character just fine. And then White. But besides that, the last character you can use is this 1000-year blower Rukia. Would I really recommend it? Not really, but if you want to have fun in Limit Breaker Quest, since she does have the melee rule, and since she does have the increased ailment chance against Soul Reapers, the enemy mobs are indeed Soul Reapers in there, you guys can get away with doing so. Is she gonna be fast? Unfortunately, not really, because, yeah, the kit is made the way it was. But you can use her if you want to use her. And then that's pretty much about it. Those are your only slot 3 characters. And, yeah. Don't really recommend Samtani Ichigo whatsoever, even if he has killer. As not with that ranged collision kit of his. I guess you can use Meninia, but she's not going to be too good because she cannot inflict ailments, and she's not like Oetsu. And Yumichika is going to be solid-ish, but the barrage attack is going to suck. Aizen, Frenzy +1, nah, the damage output is too low. Ikaku, okay, I guess. Nini should still be effective. Like, she can work if you guys have dupes into her, but not as good as Yuha or Ishin. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for this type of Limit Breaker Quest. So, yeah. Of course, the team composition, make sure that all of your characters have Long Stride if they don't have it built into their 6-star abilities. This is going to be my team that I'm going to be bringing for Limit Breaker. So, hold on. Let me compose it real quick. There we go. That's my team composition. It's going to be my Max Transcendent Byakuya, my Max Transcendent Yuha, and my 3-5 Killgate. Just make sure that you guys have the usual setup of the 5-star plus badge, the pill, and the T-set with the best rolls, and of course hybrid recharge with damage links on your characters. And if characters do not have long stride like this Byakuya and Killgate, make sure to prioritize in them having full stamina damage boost and long stride, just so that way you can clear through the quests faster that way. And if a character already has long stride like this Yuha right here, then prioritize more damage. Like, if the unit is 1-5, full stamina, damage boost, and focus for the crit rate, and if the unit is 2-5 and above, full stamina, damage boost, and SP. That's the best way I can pretty much describe it. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the 11th for when the actual limit break request does drop, and we'll have a bit of a fun time, I guess. Slot 2, I'm a bit worried, but I'm not worried about slot 1 and slot 3 whatsoever. I should still be able to clean out the quest relatively easy. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So have a wonderful day, lads. Peace out. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.